ran for president in 2008, Barack Obama campaigned on a promise of bringing Americans together. Mission accomplished, Mr. President. You're not even halfway through your first term, and already you've convinced Americans from diverse backgrounds to join together in a common purpose: repealing your health care legislation. More than 3 months after the President signed Obamacare into law, a solid majority of Americans are still opposed to the plan to put Washington bureaucrats between doctors and patients. In fact, some polls show the numbers as high as 2/3. It's been clear from the beginning that liberals anticipated this public revolt and that they don't care. That's the reason they rammed the bill through Congress as quickly as possible. It's also the reason they designed it to start providing benefits to Americans as quickly as possible, while holding off its costs until after the president runs for re-election. But the more time passes, the more the promises of Obamacare are proving to be hollow. Though the president promised that Americans who were happy with their health insurance could keep it, recent estimates show that as many as 35 million Americans may be moved from employer plans to government-subsidized insurance. Though the president promised that his plan would help young people by allowing them to stay on their parents' health insurance longer, it's estimated that their premiums will increase by nearly 20% by the year 2014. And though the president promised that the bill would usher in an era of fiscal responsibility, one former CBO director estimates that it will add $2 trillion to the debt over the next 2 decades. In short, Obamacare will double down on every problem the nation faces. In an era of increasing big government, it will create vast, new, and unaccountable bureaucracies. In a time of fiscal pressure, it will explode the national debt. And as Americans fight to preserve their individual liberties, it will ultimately give government influence over every medical decision from the cradle to the grave. Luckily, it's not too late to stop Obamacare in its tracks. Members of Congress now have the opportunity to sign a discharge petition to force a vote on repealing this monstrosity. If a majority in the House signs the petition, Speaker Pelosi will no longer be able to block the will of the American people, and members of Congress will be forced to vote on repeal. The time for action is now. Call your elected officials in Washington and tell them to sign the petition today. Your health and the health of the nation depends on it. That's this week's Freedom Minute.